Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Well guys, once again I welcome you to my IELTS reading video, and this video is being made on public demand. Okay, so you are demanding me to make a video on yes, no, not given. Here you are. Alright, now see, you already know yes is if the statement agrees with the information. No means if the statement contradicts the information, and not given means if there is no information on that very thing. Question number 23. It can be understood. Now, if it cannot be understood, that will be the opposite. It can be understood why people take their energy supplies for granted. So, if it can be understood why people take their energy supplies for granted, okay, see that, then it is yes. If it can be understood and people take the energy supplies not for granted, then it can be no. Or if it cannot be understood, only not over here and remaining sentence same, then it is going to be no. Otherwise, if they don't tell us that whether it can be understood or not, whether people take it for granted or not, then it is not given. So let's take a start. Blowing in the wind. When all it takes is a flick of a switch to illuminate a house or to activate a television set, it is perhaps not surprising. It is perhaps not surprising, and it can be understood. Right? If they only say it is perhaps surprising, when something is surprising means you don't understand, right? So it is perhaps not surprising that most people pay little attention to where their energy supplies come from. For energy supplies, they've used the word energy supplies, right? And pay little attention. For pay little attention to, they have used the word for granted. For granted means to pay a little attention. It can be understood. For this they are saying it is perhaps not surprising. It is perhaps not surprising means it can be understood why people take the energy supplies, where their energy comes from, or what impact using it having on an environment. This is the separate thing. By the way, the most people pay little attention to where their energy supplies come from. Okay, so pay little attention is for granted. That is why the answer is, oh yes. Clear? Well done, very good. Okay, question number 24. Some quite ordinary towns. Now you need to look for ordinary towns, or they can use the word of the town, the name of the towns. For example, the small towns like, and then the names of the town. Some quite ordinary towns are developing green energy supplies. If ordinary towns are developing green energy supplies, it's true. If they are not developing green energy supplies, it's no. Sorry, I said true. It's yes and then no. And if they don't tell us, then it is not given. Now let's look for ordinary towns and green energy. But though the comfort and convenience of our modern energy supply is easy to accept, attitudes are beginning to change, partly because many people are starting to realize the scale, the impact we are having. It's not here. The potential for greener and cleaner energy source is still greater than either demand or official backing. But momentum is gathering. There is no mention that some quite ordinary towns are developing green energy supplies. Yes, they are saying the potential for greener and cleaner energy sources still greater than either demand or official backing, but momentum is gathering. But it does not mean that they mentioned anything about some quite ordinary towns are developing green energy supplies. Hence the answer is not given. Clear? Well done. Question number 25. Most people in need of electricity supplies live in poor countries. Ta-da-ta-da. Countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, China. But these are not poor countries. These are developing countries. Anyways, most people now in need of electricity supplies live in poor countries. So if most people in need of electricity supply live in poor countries, yes. If they live in rich countries, or if most people are not, they are least people, then it is no. And if they don't tell us whether most people or rich countries, they change it or they don't tell us about it, then it's going to be not given. So let's just go on. Some 2 billion people, my goodness. Now guys, listen. Some 2 billion people means most people. Okay, cunning people at IELTS, huh? Most people and some 2 billion people are still without electricity. The majority of whom live in poor countries. See that? Some 2 billion people are still without electricity, the majority of whom live in poor countries. So most people in need of electricity supplies live in poor countries. Oh yes, why not? I had already told you. Okay. 26. The new high-tech industries will, whenever they use will in true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given, you need to look for future tense. Now, they are going to talk about high-tech industries. So, they say the new high-tech industries will add to levels of unemployment. So, if high-tech industry will add to levels of unemployment, it's yes. If it will not, then it's no. Otherwise, if they don't tell us about the future of high-tech industry, whether it is going to add to levels of unemployment or not, then it is not given. So let's go on. In these conditions, local energy supplies based on renewable sources such as the wind or sun are the ideal solution. In richer countries, emerging energy source could mean the foundation of new high-tech industries. All right, that employ hundreds of thousands of people. Now, this is a general statement. High-tech industry that employ high-tech industries. Now, if you just remove that, it means high-tech industries employ hundreds of thousands of people. They did not say anything about future. This is only present. Present simple, a general statement that high-tech industries employ hundreds of thousands of people. But the new high-tech and the word new, they are not using the word new anywhere. They used it. Okay, so new foundation of new high-tech industry that employ hundreds of thousands of people. So the new high-tech industry will add. This is present. That is future. There is no mention of any future over here. That is why the answer is not given. Some of you might think it is false. It is not false. It is not given just because of this. The new high-tech industries will add. So they did not say anything about it. Okay. All the best, guys. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best with your IELTS reading. Take care. Allah Hafiz.